There's likely no person on earth who's doing more to dismantle idea segregation than him. The legacy media tried to take him down with his COVID content. He had doctors on who disagreed with Fauci, but the takedown didn't take. So now some mysterious group released a supercut of Joe saying the N-word over a decade or so, probably matching what previous Democrat senators and presidents would say in the one afternoon. The fact that the montage was released after Spotify stuck with Rogan tells you it's less about the word and more about canning Joe.
That was Greg Gutfeld calling out the left for refusing to give up their push to cancel Joe Rogan, as more artists ditch Spotify in protest of Rogan's content. Now Rumble is offering Rogan a $100 million deal to join its video platform, saying, quote, "We stand with you, your guests, and your legion of fans in desire for real conversation." Fox & Friends weekend co-host Will Cain joins us now. Will, I think this is the first chance I've had to interview you on Fox & Friends. Oh, what I may ask. But we will stick to the topic at hand for now. Joe Rogan, you follow this stuff. You're a podcaster. He's, for years, been an intellectually curious guy. Now they're trying to cancel him. What do you make of this counteroffer as well?
I love the counteroffer. Pete, you and I have talked about this, creating separate ecosystems, parallel ecosystems, ones that honor, look, not just conservative values, but the foundational values of Western culture, ideas and concepts like free speech. I did talk about this on the latest episode of the Will Cain podcast, Pete, because I don't think this is simply an attack against those who have concerns over the long-term ramifications of the vaccine. This is actually a concerted, and I mean concerted, a coordinated attack against someone who committed the cardinal sin of independent thought. That's what makes Joe Rogan so important. And were he to move to someplace like Rumble, why it would be such an earthquake, a game changer, Pete, because he's unpredictable. He represents independence, and we need someone like that to chart a course that brings an audience, that helps tear down this really rotten and corrupt, not just political economy, but corporate economy that's now sold out basic fundamentals of Western civilization.
Absolutely. Well, we love you at Fox and we want you here, but if Rumble were to offer you $100 million, would you go?
You know, in great Dan Bongino fashion, having learned from the master of promotion, I just want to point out to the audience, I am on Rumble as we speak.
There you go. You didn't get $100 million, I don't think, but you can catch him on Rumble. Smart man.
You don't know. You don't know.
Maybe,
you don't know what they offered me.
I don't know. You're exactly right. I'll have to put it in an HR inquiry. But here's an interesting part about it. Joe Rogan's been doing a lot of apologizing recently, and Donald Trump chimed in on this late last night with a statement. I want to get you to react to it. Trump said, Joe Rogan is an interesting and popular guy, but he's got to stop apologizing to the fake news and radical left maniacs and lunatics. How many ways can you say you're sorry? Joe, just go about what you do so well and don't let them make you look weak and frightened. That's not you, and it never will be. What do you make of this advice?
Okay, so one of the things I appreciate about Joe Rogan as a listener, and I do listen, Pete, is he's earnest. I think he truly wants to be a better person, always learn, always evolve. And when he apologizes, I generally think that's coming from a very earnest place, not a place of surrender, for example. But he needs to understand this is like, and I'm trying to struggle for the right analogy here. It's like, well, honestly, it's like being in war and your opponent who is looking to kill you, giving you advice along the way. These aren't real criticisms. Their criticism of him is not earnest. They don't believe he's a racist. They don't even care about his vaccine stance. They simply want to kill his independence. And one of the lessons we learned from Donald Trump, and I think that remains today, is always stay on offense. Don't apologize, because it's not a fair game. They're not looking to actually help make you or this world a better place. And I'll tie this up in the end, Pete, with I said it's a coordinated attack. Go watch, and if you haven't, Pete, go check it out. You know, the president of Barstool Sports confronted three guys who looks to be behind this attack on Joe Rogan. It's a coordinated political attack. The videos coming in waves at three-day stages. And by the way, it may not end. They'll move on from here to whatever, sexism, misogyny, homophobia, whatever's next that they think can get or catch or cancel Joe Rogan.
Which is why something like Rumble is so tempting, the idea that you have a real free platform. Real quick, David Goggins, he's a Navy SEAL, knows Joe Rogan well, put this out on Instagram. He wrote, "What the hidden message here to me is the fact that people in positions of power don't believe we are smart enough to be able to hear different opinions or capable of making our own decisions. Well, that's what Joe Rogan does so well. He brings on people from both sides, lets them talk, puts in his own opinion, and he assumes as a listener, you're going to draw your own conclusions.
The difference is he actually believes in the intelligence and integrity and trustworthiness of the audience, and those that look to censor think you're a buffoon.
Exactly
hey, by the
right.
way, Pete, 75 hard, you know, I'm working trying to get
I was going to ask you, that was my final question. You're on day 6 of this insane fitness. It was.
No.
Day 6. You were sick as a dog this weekend on the show because your body's rejecting what you're attempting to do to it. Now you're 6 days into this 75-day fitness challenge. Are you still hurting or are you recovering?
So the reason I brought it up is Goggins is one of my inspirations because he's an absolutely hard individual. Pete, no, I fell off 75 hard. You saw me, you know, with the cold sweats this weekend. It turns out, I don't know if I've got the norovirus or what, man, but it's in the whole house now. I just want you to know that. So that's the warrior that I am. I got a kid upstairs who's, you know, hovering over a bowl all night long. So it wasn't the 75 hard that got me. My discipline has not faltered. I'm going to do it. I'm re-upping. I'm doing this.
You're going to restart to 75 days. I'm doing it with you?
Yeah.
You're going to have to ask Brian or Steve if they'll do it with you. I think I'm out. Nope, Steve's out too. Oh, Ainsley's in. You might have a willing accomplice in Ainsley.
Ainsley.
We'll see.
Here we go.
75 days of a lot of things you don't want to do.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I'll fill you in on the commercial
right.
break. They're telling me we need to go. All right, Will Cain, you're the man. We'll see you this weekend for sure.
See you guys.
Take care. And check out his podcast. It's fantastic.